It wasn't like, no. It was, So
Yeah.
I took everything on
Upon
myself.
yourself.
I don't know how to change diaper. If it cries, what am I supposed to do? I didn't have any small siblings or
Welcome to Tiny Tales, where we explore the unique experience that giving birth is to every woman.
We will hear the personal tales of women in Ghana who will take us on their journeys
To motherhood, from conception to birth,
to the first 3 months after the baby is born.
This season is sponsored and co-hosted by Gaia Organic.
your plug for fresh, healthy organic food in Jamulu, Accra.
My name is Yasmin and I'll be your host. In this episode, I'll be talking to Katya, mother of Yonzi, age 7.5, and Noam, age 4, and the story of really trusting your gut and going with the flow, even when it's your first pregnancy. Welcome, Katya.
Thank you.
Good to have you here with us today. Let's talk about Yonzi.
Yeah.
Although you've got two, but we're going to speak about just
Yeah, yeah.
Yonzi since he's your first pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Was Yonzi ever planned? Did you plan Yonzi? Was it?
He was planned. I really wanted to have a baby, but I didn't know it's gonna happen so soon. So it was half a surprise.
Half a surprise.
Yeah.
And how did you find out? Like, did you feel it? Some of us knew straight away, but how did you know?
No, I didn't feel it. I was a bit. I think I was a bit. I don't know even how to say it. I will tell you the story before.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting story. How I wanted to have babies, and
Okay.
I talked to my partner. I told him, okay, my body is ready. I feel it's time. I need to have a baby. You know, this feeling that you have with all your body.
Yeah.
I need to have a baby, and
Yeah.
you cannot think about anything else. And my partner wasn't ready. And I realized that he really wants to wait. Like, he wants to wait and wait and wait. And then I decided I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
So he sat me down, we talked. I told him we're going to break up if you're not going to have a baby. He said, he didn't even take it serious. He's like, listen, we will break up. It will take you some time to find someone new. And then you'll find someone new. And then it will take some time before it's going to be serious. And then who knows how much time it will take to get. He's like,
the
wait.
confidence.
Yeah, he's like, wait for me. And it will be the same time.
Yeah.
I just stopped taking birth control and it happened. That's it. So all this
All
talks
his
were for
speech.
nothing. And it happened so quickly. Both of us were really surprised, and we even didn't know what to do because we were supposed to relocate to Switzerland, and it was
Okay.
a lot of times it's not in the right time.
Yeah.
And we even thought of stopping it.
Okay.
We even thought of stopping it, but then the feeling of going with the flow kicked in, and that's
And
it.
that was it. So Switzerland was what was planned.
Yeah.
So how did you guys end up here? Like, how did that happen?
It's a different story, I think. It's
Yeah.
a different story. He went to Switzerland. I was
Okay.
supposed to relocate with him, and I was in the end of my pregnancy. And a week before we were supposed to live there. I mean, we had an apartment, everything,
Okay.
and it didn't work out with the company.
Okay.
So then we restart our lives in Israel, and 1.5 years later, we moved here.
Okay. So taking it back,
Yeah.
when you found out you were pregnant,
Yeah.
who was the first person you told?
Because I was surprised. I thought, okay, how am I going to tell him? So I went to the mall, and I don't know why I bought
The stork.
The stork. So I bought a stork. And I put it on the table, and I was waiting for him to come home, and he's calling me like, okay, you forgot to put your pregnancy test in the garbage.
So you saw it.
He saw it. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now I remember, it was so funny. And then we started to think and what we should do, and then that's it.
So the stork was just up there for no reason. He probably would have looked at it like, so that's
Yeah.
how he found out about it. But I'm sure it was like a joyful moment.
It wasn't.
No?
It wasn't like no. It was
What do we do now?
yeah.
Wow. So you had Yonzi in Israel, right? What was that like for you?
The
Like
pregnancy.
the whole pregnancy, the nesting, even when you were preparing yourself.
I didn't have any symptoms of. I mean, I felt bad at the first trimester, of course, but I didn't have any cravings or. I was really looking forward for the You know, everybody says you're like sending your husband in the middle of the night to bring you some silly things.
I don't think
I
it's
was
that
so
extreme.
upset that I didn't have anything that to send him, and I was because I'm so energetic. I was working out as usual. Everything was just usual.
Let's talk about the birth story, right?
Yeah.
So was Yonzi, was he C-section or
No, it was a natural birth.
okay?
So it was after my due date, and
Okay.
and then you have to go to checkup every week. Every week I was hoping it's happening. No, it didn't happen. I remember even my husband was like doing my nails because there's a point that you cannot reach. You cannot see anything that's going on there. It was like, it was really a nice time. I really like this time. It was 42 plus 4 or 5
days.
I mean, this point you have to.
And at this point you're
deliver.
tired. You're like,
no, this point you have to deliver. You cannot like medically. I don't think you can. So we came to check up, and one of the doctors told me, okay, listen, it has to be soon. I'm gonna do something that will
help
like
you
to induce it. And then she did something again. This where I should have read about, and I didn't read about it.
Okay.
And they call it like they do something like that.
So
they take their hand inside and they
turn him.
They induce it, and she said I will do it, but it's not going to be too painful. And don't worry, you can go back home, and when everything will start, you'll come back. And she did. It was, I think, even more painful than the birth itself. And then
it's actually going in.
Yeah, the hand is going in, and she's like doing some flip. And then we went out. I was really in pain. I came to the parking lot. That's it. I started the delivery.
You started
labor labor. Yeah. I came to the parking lot, and I remember I put my hands like this on the car, like this, and they said,
"Wow,
oh my God, it starts."
How long was your labor for?
It wasn't too long. It was I gave birth around 5 in the afternoon.
And when this started from?
It started
from morning.
From morning.
Okay.
From morning till 5 in the afternoon.
Okay.
I remember. I don't know how much details I'm supposed to talk about, but I remember throwing up and
really even during the labor time.
Before the labor, after the parking lot, then they had a lot. They had a lot of women that day. It was very packed. It was very busy. I remember finding myself in the bathroom, feeling like the end of the world. I remember telling myself, like, I want to die. I remember those words. I want to die.
Yeah.
Because it's so painful. Yeah. Like you're throwing up on yourself and
wow.
And then I had fever, and I never have fever. It was very painful. Before he was out, I remember, I don't know how it is when you give birth in Ghana and Israel. They're so cautious, the doctors, sometimes too much. And there was some point that the heartbeat was a bit slowing down. So all of a sudden, and my mom, I didn't let my mom go in because my mom had the face. And I said, okay, this is not helpful. Yeah. you'll stay outside. So just Roy, my husband, came inside. So all of a sudden I see all kinds of doctors. One of the doctors sitting on me and like pushing on my belly.
Assistant with the.
It was so. First of all, it was scary.
Yeah. First baby as well. So
yeah. And I remember feeling really, really great pain. And then after they put it in your bag, the epidural, I was like
numb.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds, I was, this is the life.
This is what's up.
This is the life.
Where was this epidural?
Wow, it was amazing. Then I was high. I was high, and then he was out, and we saw red hair, and I have to say that I didn't have this feeling of immediate in love, that you immediately feel the connection. I didn't have it. It was more, you understand your job now. You understand your responsibility.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, this is something that came from me. No. Yeah. Even though I felt I was high, I didn't. after he was out, I remember the only thing I knew that I need to wait for the moment that he will cry, and then I know everything is fine, and then I was relaxed, and then my mom came. She's like, you have to put him on your boob, you have to put him on your boob, and that's it. All my high and relax are gone.
What was that like for you though? What was breastfeeding like for you?
It wasn't great. It wasn't great because I didn't produce a lot of milk.
Yeah.
And I felt the pressure.
Was he able to latch on straight away though?
No, it was. I mean, I was trying. I was trying for 3 months. I tried and I did everything. I even took some very, very, very disgusting herb things that made me smell like truck drivers after a long day. I was so smelly, and it even added to the feeling that and you feel like something is wrong with you. I remember I was going to a circle of women. It was the best thing that happened to my birth, that I found this circle of women. But the only thing is everybody was with the huge melons out and breastfeeding the kids, and I was so envied because I couldn't, and I felt like something is wrong with me.
Really?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like for instance here in Ghana, like even when I had my baby, breastfeeding is such a huge thing. I couldn't actually breastfeed till almost a full day. I couldn't, although I was in so much pain. It just wasn't coming out. But they make it such a thing here in Ghana that you must breastfeed.
In Israel the same.
It's the
in
same
Israel
thing.
the same. When you go you give birth.
Yeah.
You're shocked. You don't understand even what's going on. You go to take some food in the cafeteria with all the rest of the. It's like a horror movie. Everybody with their with their babies, and then you have in the television sets, you have tracks about that. They're talking about how it's important to breastfeed, and everywhere breastfeed. You must.
Wow, I thought it was a mainly like an African
because
culture.
I understand it's really, really, really healthy. I mean, it gives your immune system.
It is. I agree.
It's super important, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, and I remember the guilt that I was feeling. Yeah, it was really, really hard. Yeah.
And then how long were you in the hospital though before you had to take Yonzi home?
Because I had fever and I was giving antibiotics. I had to leave him in the hospital, and he was still there because he also had fever. So I had to leave him, and it was so strange.
But it must have felt very strange for you and weird. Yeah.
I gave birth to him.
He's mine.
I mean, when they brought I thought someone else was my baby because there was some other redheaded kid. I'm like, I wanted to take him. We're like, no, yours is coming.
Oh my God, yours is gonna hear that.
Yeah. So I remember I was supposed to leave the hospital because they don't offer you a bed there because they took him. He was with the antibiotic and fever, and one of my best friends, she lived next to the hospital. So I came to her house in the middle of the night with all these pumps, because I have. I remember this feeling. You're so lost.
Yeah.
You are so lost because they told you have to do this to pump you have to set your alarm because otherwise you'll be in great pain and your baby needs the milk. And I come to her and I remember she looked at me. She didn't have kids. She's like, did
what
you
is all
give birth?
that?
This is how you look like after you give birth because you still have the belly.
Yeah.
I was looking at her.
Like,
I couldn't believe she said it. I'm like,
thanks, best friend.
I
Appreciate
couldn't believe
you.
she said it. I'm like, are you serious? Yes, I gave birth. This is how you look after giving birth. She said, I thought the belly's supposed to disappear.
Does she have a baby now?
Now she has babies, but I didn't say anything to her.
Good on you.
I was a good person.
So you managed to give him milk, but it was through a bottle
for
the beginning or what?
I managed. I barely. I just did the mix of a bottle of my milk
formula.
and formula.
So how long was that for? How long was the baby?
Three months. And after 3 months, my mom told me listen, you're really suffering. Nobody will judge you.
Yes.
Just it's okay.
And it's important to hear that nobody will judge you. For some reason, a lot of people struggle with this. Yeah. Like you said, they feel that guilt of not giving breast milk. But I mean, if you're not able to produce and give the way you should, then I mean, why put yourself through that hustle? Yeah. So when Yonzi came home, how was it for you and your husband?
Wow.
Since you both of you like to go with the flow,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
How was it?
But my flow
was it?
ended there.
It flow. Okay. All right. So how was it when Yonzi came home?
First of all, when you go out from the hospital, the feeling is you're looking at the doctors. Look, are you sure? Are you sure I
Like,
can
I'm
take
good
it
to go?
home? Are you sure I can take it home? I don't know how to change diaper. If it cries, what am I supposed to do? I didn't have any small siblings or
like to go and ask for advice.
I never liked playing with dolls. I played with cars. I don't know what am I supposed to do. And everybody trusts you. Like yeah, you're good to go. And then because I know my husband, I asked someone else to put the chair. He's
Okay.
not very good with those things.
Okay.
And I knew that in the moment of pressure it would be. So someone else put the chair for us.
Yeah.
He practiced on the chair before to put the chair after bringing him to the hospital. And I mean, it was when we arrived home, it was shocking because you understand that this is your life now.
Yeah.
And you cannot arrive home and okay, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to go. I'm going to go and sleep. I need to go to the washroom. No, like you understand. You understand this little creature is yours, and that's it.
Yes.
And it takes some time to understand that. I think maybe it sounds strange, maybe, but maybe only now I understand that I can release a little bit. You know.
And how long did it take you to heal? Because did they have to cut? Did they have to do?
Yeah, I had some stitches.
Okay.
I had some stitches. Now when I'm trying to remember, I think it was okay. Like my healing, my physical healing, was pretty fast. I didn't have because I was working out all my life, and I didn't have something very serious, during the during birth. So.
And when did you take upon yourself the identity of mom? Because like you said, when you first saw Yonzi, you were like, you didn't feel that overwhelming love. So when would you say it hits you? When would you say like, oh, wow, this little one belongs to me. I'm his mommy, Like when would you say
it took some
that?
time.
It took some time.
I think in the beginning I was just doing my job. Of course, I loved him, and but Yonzi was he didn't like to sleep at all.
Okay.
So I had a lot of sleepless nights. He didn't like to go on the stroller or like nothing. Just be. He's very curious since he was a baby. So I'm trying to think. I think when you have that stage that they're starting to smile at you and look at you and make some noises, then you feel like you have a partner.
Yes.
For communication, and then you start to feel more. And with time, and now when I say his name, I want to cry. The love is just.
Woman, your eyes are watering again.
Mine.
What is this, man?
I have nothing more important in life. I feel the love for them.
Overwhelming love.
Yeah, I feel. Now he's 7. It's really important for him that I will lay down with him a few minutes before bedtime.
Yeah.
And I always do. I never say. I can't. I have to go or something. Maybe if it's something really important that I want to do for myself, but I mean almost every day, because you don't know how long it will last.
I really, really understand you when it comes to wanting to be with her at night as much as I can.
The one thing I realized pretty quickly that I have to turn. I'm very blessed that I had this voice in me that told me, don't listen.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Don't listen. Those background voices that will tell you, you just nod, smile, thank you, it's okay.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like moms that like to go with the flow tend to get a lot of the other moms coming in and telling you, oh, but you need to do this, but you need to do that.
But now I'm not going with the flow.
Now
I'm like,
it's different though, like
the second he was born, I didn't know how to spell flow, really.
Yeah,
really. I think it was also because I lived with my mom a few months in the beginning, because I felt like I need help. But I think it's better to understand things by yourself.
Yeah.
And then I have some routine that I have to follow, and until today I have They have to eat healthy. They have to go to bed 7:30. They have to. I have those things. They don't watch TV more than 30 minutes a day. They cannot. Everything is very right. Everything have to be very right, and this is who I am now. You know.
But routine is healthy.
Yeah, I believe
Routine
so.
is-
I don't know how
routine
to
is
do it
healthy.
in any other way.
And then I know both your kids. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hoping Yonzi at some point,
Yeah,
will
yeah.
marry my kid.
Yeah.
But that being said, you've got
Yeah.
beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And
Thank
you've done
you.
well. So the
Thank
routine,
you.
and then you're not following a flow.
Yeah.
Now you've got your own
Yeah.
flow, which is a healthy flow. I think
have
it's
my own
perfect.
flow. For me, I don't nag them. I don't nag them about anything. I like
Yeah.
them to be very, very free kids.
Yeah.
I don't tell them, you must do that, don't do that, don't do
Yeah.
that. I don't sit here and tell him, I don't nag them.
Yeah.
They
It's
have
important.
a lot of freedom.
And they've got their own individuality as
Yeah,
well. You know,
yeah.
we cannot force
Yeah.
ourselves upon
Yeah.
them. They are
Yeah,
their
of
own
course.
human beings. I always say this.
Yeah.
Even with Gaia, I always tell them, like, no, I know I give birth to this child, but I'm here for a period of time to
Yeah.
put her in the right path. But at some point, she's going to want to live her own life.
Yeah.
Every single kid wants to live their own life. Of course, we want to protect them as much as we can,
Yeah.
but they are their own individuals, and we have to embrace and
Have to guide them,
however, as much
make
as we
them
can.
ready for the world. Yeah, I feel this is my greatest job in the world, the biggest job in the world.
Yeah.
I take motherhood more than seriously.
Yeah.
Like more. It's. Of course, I'm doing things for myself, for my
Yeah.
future, because it's important to be an
Of
individual.
course. Of course.
If you're happy, if you're miserable, your kids will be miserable.
I
But
agree. I agree. I
with that being
absolutely
said,
agree.
I
take
take
that-
my job as mom so seriously.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Looking back, now that you follow such, like, you've got your routines, which you follow a proper flow, you've got
Yeah.
your routine. Is there anything you would have done different, like if you have to go back throughout your whole pregnancy? Is there something else you would have done differently?
In the pregnancy, no, but after giving birth, I think one of the things I would definitely, I don't know if it's only up to me, but to understand that there are two parents and to involve the other parent more.
Okay.
This is my biggest advice, not because I took it on myself
To do everything.
and to do everything, because I felt like I would do it better, or fathers, a lot of times the dads, they don't feel the immediate connection.
Correct.
I don't want to say, like, if you don't force them, but if you're not putting your ground, like, strong enough to say, okay, we're in this together, that's it. And
Yeah.
the responsibility has to be between
Both
the two of
ways.
you, both ways.
Yeah.
And I feel like I saw he's not really into it. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
He
but-
felt like he felt still like a kid. He was running away from a little bit from it. So
Yeah.
I took everything on
Upon
myself.
yourself.
I did something like only me and Yonsi, No, I didn't do it on
Intentionally was
purpose.
subconscious
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And I did everything by myself. This
Moving-
is what I would do
Differently.
in a
You would
different
involve
way.
him.
I recently heard some podcast that, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
We have this thing that we're feeling. Our body is so smart that our body tells us, okay, you have to protect this baby. All your hormones and everything, you have to be with him.
it's an
And
instinct.
the dad, if he doesn't have those feelings, he doesn't have those feelings. But in order him to have those feelings, you need to spend time together, and then physically he will feel like the same feelings,
Yeah.
the same. If he
Yeah.
will sleep with you, if he will do everything, he will definitely feel
exactly
the
the
same.
same.
Really, it's something that's shown in a lot of research.
So moving forward, you would definitely advise moms to
Not to do
involve-
things by themselves. To
Yeah.
really,
involve, involve the partners as much as they can. I think it's a great advice. It's definitely, and it's needed because we're tired and we need the help as well.
Yeah,
So
and we need to be a family.
Yeah.
we need to be a family.
Exactly. So I'm sure there are parts of Katya's story that also resonated with you. Perhaps you could see yourself in taking the news of your pregnancy with some reservations, or in having the birth that's left you with some scary memories as well, or perhaps something completely different. The power of the person's story is that we all relate differently. We want to hear your thoughts and feedback, so please leave us a comment. Thank you, Katya. And whoever was watching at home, this show is created and hosted by Tiny Muses. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.